Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Tampa Bay Business Connection Show. We've got RGA in the house again. Seems like we always have RGA in the house, which is awesome actually. I'm trying to target market to 2 shows a month, but we'll get there. Anyway, so we're going to start off really quick, really fast with Sherri Miles from Bizzy Bee Bookkeeping.
Yes.
Okay.
You got it.
Did you wake up one morning and go, I'm going to be a bookkeeper?
No.
That's what I'm going to do.
No, actually, my husband and I have 3 businesses right now, and we...
You are a busy bee.
Yes, I am definitely a busy bee, and I love bees, so why not?
There you go.
And be a little different with, the spelling too.
Yeah,
so it's not the typical B-U-S-Y.
My tech is questioning that, going, really?
Yeah, it had to be different. No, I actually like doing bookkeeping. I am actually one of those that has a niche for it, if you will.
Okay.
I don't math, so don't call me a mathematician, but I love bookkeeping, and it's a challenge. So anybody that has books that are so messy and haven't been done in years, I'm the girl to do it.
Well, they get done. It's just they're messy. I was telling her before the show started, when the people go, hey, you want a receipt with that? No, I don't want a receipt. Why would I want a receipt?
But see, I like people like you though, because that's the challenge that I need. Now,
I
will probably be on you every day about what it is that you're doing, but I will definitely get your books in order.
Okay, so how do you stay on top of the guys? Especially people like me. Mm-hmm. I'm horrible. No receipts. Oh, I don't know what a checkbook register is.
Oh, Lord. Really? You should know.
Right?
How do I stay on top? Okay, well, I'm old school. I'm one of those that wants a meeting face-to-face. I'm not going to Zoom call you.
You're not going to Zoom.
I might phone call you,
okay.
And I might text you. I'll email you a list of things that I need, especially if I have questions.
Okay.
So if I have questions on something that I expect the answers on, it'll be black and white, and I have it. But otherwise, we're going to meet face-to-face once a week at least to make sure that everything is in your A game and books.
I can see the first text. Stop spending money. Right?
I'm just going to tell you, if you're spending money on yourself and it's not on your business, owner distribution. It's shareholder distribution.
I've owned this shirt for like 10 years. I spend no money on me or I always buy gear.
Electronics?
Oh, tons.
Drones?
Couple.
Okay. All for your
Guns.
business?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Guns?
For the business. Yeah.
We could probably put that in as security. See? You could probably put that in as security.
There you go. See, right? So what are you now? So when you say you're old school, is it a ledger? Is it computer?
No, I'm not that old school.
Oh.
I don't do ledgers.
Okay.
Yeah, you would not want my chicken scratch on your paperwork. That's just not going to happen.
Well, that's another thing too. My writing is chicken scratch.
Oh, lovely. So we will text and email once a week for sure.
Okay.
No, I actually use QuickBooks. It's a really awesome and easy software to use for any income, any expenses, any of the transactions that you have going in and out of your bank or credit card accounts.
Okay. Now, are you using is it standalone on your computer, or do you want them to put on their computer?
Both.
So you can,
Both.
So we can go in and go, I think I spent money here.
There's a version of QuickBooks Desktop, which
Okay.
only is on one laptop or computer. And then there's QuickBooks Online. That one is a internet-based software, and that one we can both log in at the same time, and I can help you with your books. I can even teach you how to do some stuff if you want to learn how to do anything that you want. You want to invoice somebody, we can. You want to receive a payment through it, you can. You can even accept payments through QuickBooks now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So say I'm a potential client.
Okay.
How do we get started?
I will have a consultation with you, a free 30-minute consultation.
Okay.
Just to look at your books, just to see what's going on with what's called chart of accounts. You know what that is?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Okay. Your chart of accounts, I want to see if any of your reconciliations have been done in whatever year we're looking at.
Reconciliations. You're funny. You got jokes.
No, it's not a joke. That's serious.
You got accounting jokes. I like it.
Oh, jeez. I can be a funny accounting person.
I can see that because you're going to need to be. You're going to have a great sense of humor working with me.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
That's good. I like fun people, but I'm serious in business, so definitely will help you get that taken care of.
And so all I have to worry about is sitting with you, and once we get set up, you kind of guide and say, no, don't do it that way. You need to put it over here.
Correct.
So I do know that, some businesses have a ton of different categories.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That they have to put stuff in correctly.
Correct.
Or you can't do your job.
No, if we will definitely sit down and categorize everything correctly, it will be done the right way.
Okay.
Your fixed assets will be fixed assets, your office furniture, your computers, your vehicles, if you use that for business.
Okay.
Anything along those lines. Expenses could be your meals, could be your office supplies, things of that nature.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think you could do meals anymore.
Yes, actually it can be.
Okay.
There is a percentage that the IRS allows per day.
Okay.
I think it's called per diem, and it is allowed.
Okay, so you're not filing my taxes.
No.
You are getting my books ready for my tax guy to
Correct.
be able to file the taxes.
Correct. I am one of those people that likes tedious things. So I will do the tedious part of bookkeeping and hand reports off to your tax accountant or CPA.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I could have accountability now. Get
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Accountability.
Pretty much. Yeah. Ha, ha, ha.
Okay, so what else do we need to know about what you're doing? I mean, are you looking for just businesses or?
No.
Okay.
I'm looking for businesses, but I do like to deal with a lot of subcontractors that are 1099s.
Right.
A lot of your construction companies, painters, car haulers, anybody that transports and has couriers. A lot of those guys are 1099s. So that means that they're not an employee of yours. You're basically just giving them a tax form so they pay their own taxes at the end of the year.
Correct.
And a lot of times those guys, if they have a van or some kind of vehicle that they're using to go from job site to job site, or maybe they bought supplies with their own money, we can help track all of those expenses as well.
Okay, so I'm going to throw you a curveball. Say a mortgage person,
Okay.
like I know a few. They always like to talk to the accountants to see if it's true write-offs, not write-offs, so you can help them actually even prep to get a mortgage.
Yes, yes.
That's a big deal right
Yeah.
now because self-employed's one of the hardest people
I know.
to get. Yeah.
I know for sure. I mean, I've had a one business for 16, 17 years now, and being self-employed, it is so hard to get a mortgage because it's always with us, it was always one of two things. It was we weren't paying ourselves enough or the business wasn't making enough money.
Or you had too many write-offs.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, way too many deductions or anything of that sort. So, yeah,
Okay.
there's definitely, I can help with all of that though.
So do you need access to all the banking account and all that kind of stuff?
I don't need access to the bank accounts. I do prefer having, if you want to grant me permission to have your logins for your
Okay.
bank statements and your credit card statements, I could definitely do that for you or log in for you and get everything that I need, or you can just simply email me a PDF file of your bank statements and then I can go off of that.
Oh, okay. But it'd be easier if you had, because you could go in there and
Yes.
dig down. And,
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't have to ask them to go in there, download this statement, send it over to me. I
Right.
can just log in, download it, print it if I need to, and go off of those statements to make sure everything's reconciled correctly.
So tell us, okay, we've got about 2 minutes left.
Okay.
Not even really, but we only got about a minute and a half. So tell me something about that accounting world that we go, oh, I didn't know that. Got anything?
Ooh, that's a toughie.
I know, because everything is wide open, right?
Well, a lot of times, I actually just learned this myself. If you are, say you're a traveling salesman and you're in your car lot, so your real estate agents are traveling salesmen, right? So what I just learned is if you're a CPA and you're counting mileage towards your car or your gas expense,
Right.
you can use one or the other as a tax write-off. You're not allowed to use both.
Oh,
So I didn't know that until here recently. I thought you could use both because I have a client that she had expenses for gas and she had mileage and she gave me scribbly little pieces of paper with, I went here to here and traveled this many miles.
right.
And then I was like, okay, so I put it in. And then her CPA and I actually contacted each other where we were talking about everything that was going on with her books. And she was like, we either need to do mileage or we need to go with the gas expenses, not both. So I learned something new.
Mileage. I always have been told do mileage. It's better.
You can. Either one
Right.
is fine.
What about health insurance?
Health insurance is an expense if you're a subcontractor and your company is paying for it. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's been awesome. See, I actually learned something today.
Yay.
Everybody should learn something, right? And if you're looking for someone to take care of that bookkeeping, which obviously, if you've listened to anything I've said today, you know that I got to have somebody. Oh my! I never meet anybody in these shows that I'm like, okay, I need those. That's a good thing.
Well, I'm the girl to do it,
There
or
you
B,
go.
or B.
Yeah,
I'm
now,
the
so
B
where
to
can
do
people
it.
find you?
Where do they find me?
Yep.
They can find me on Facebook or LinkedIn, Bizzy B, BIZZYBEE, or they can
Go to your website,
go to my
right?
website and contact me via phone or email.
There you go. Hey, so look, it's 5 o'clock. Go get something to drink, refresh that tea, beer, wine. We don't judge here. We're all good. Come back right after these messages. We have another great guest from the RGA Network, and be right back. Okay, everybody, we're back. Hey, look, you know what? Payroll. Oh, that just makes my head hurt. And we had an accountant. I mean, she was a good bookkeeping. That's the service. Now we're talking some about payroll.
She was great, absolutely.
Oh, so Dominion Payroll.
Yes.
Tell me what Dominion Payroll is.
That's a great question. So basically, once you start to grow your company, you need to outsource your payroll because, as you said, it is a very arduous task managing that by yourself. It's very painful, right?
Right.
So we deal with the pain, basically. So it's boring. We talk about this at our RGA events. We streamline the process. Really what separates us from everybody else is our customer service. We're local here in Tampa. We're happy to come by. We're kind of old school, face-to-face.
Okay. So now how does it work? Do I call you and say, yeah, I've got 4 employees or 1 employee or 100 employees? Does it matter?
It really doesn't matter. Obviously, the more employees you have, the more opportunity is there for us for other products, HR, benefits, etc. But whether you just have 1 employee or whether you have 1,000 employees, we can help you out just the same.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. So we set it all up through my bookkeeping?
Yeah, we could use the bookkeeper. She would have that information, absolutely. So the best way to explain it is like for new business owners, when you're starting off, you've got 2 or 3 employees.
Right.
You've got your mom and your dad and maybe your brother and your sister and your sons, your daughters, and you're kind of skating by on some of the things you're supposed to do.
Right.
Once you hit 4 employees, that's when you have to. The government says, okay, you're really legit. You got to start getting workers' comp and all that kind of arduous behind the scenes type of thing. Absolutely.
Okay. And now, what I do, give you some money every month, and I'm trying to dumb it down to the most simplest thing possible.
Absolutely. You give us money.
Here's money and take care of everybody.
Absolutely. So we charge, it's a very, competitive rate. Once we meet with you, we kind of see, well, how many employees do you have? Do you need the basic time and attendance? With COVID, do you need the electronic onboarding, which most people do? Like, for example, if you had, say, 10 employees and Friday afternoon you hired 5 more, we would get your new employees set up that weekend within 10 or 15 minutes. 8 o'clock Monday morning, they're ready to roll.
Wow. Okay.
Whether you had a job site, another networking event, or whatever you got going on, absolutely.
So how does the money get to you to pay the employees? Do I stroke a check every month?
Yeah, so we would get a voided check and all that. That's part of.
You just pull it out.
Exactly, we just pull it out, and that's part of the process. Once we discuss what your expectations are, we get a direct. We really recommend direct deposit.
Okay.
Because you never know with traveling and with courier.
Yeah.
I mean, I know sometimes there's always maybe 1 or 2 people that are reluctant.
Yep.
We don't make any extra money off that, but it's better for you and it's better for your employees. Right. Absolutely.
So if I have someone like Miss Sherri taking care of my books, you really don't talk to me much. You're just going to talk to Sherri and going, hey, it's time for payroll, blah blah blah. And
it really depends on how active you are as an owner.
I don't want to be active.
Yeah.
I want to be like, nope, don't want anything to do with it.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we would talk to her. You'd say, I don't want to deal with it. Just talk to her. And then we would just talk to her, say, this is what we want to do. Is that good with John? Yeah, John thinks it's great. And then we kind of roll from there.
Now, do you file the taxes and stuff with the state?
We do.
So absolutely. I don't have to worry about that either.
Correct.
Because that's the one thing about doing payroll is you got to send everything into the state, and if you don't, they get mad at you.
Absolutely.
I know they've gotten mad at me before.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with the government. That's
right. No, because they can shut you down.
They can shut you down.
Right.
And they will.
So now, once I have enough employees, it gets me into benefits.
Correct.
Or is there a pool somewhere that I can belong to help me, because I may be small, but I want benefits for my guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And we would get into all that. We can keep it as simple as you want. You're like, look, I just want my guys and girls to clock in 8 to 5, and that's it. Geo-tracking, whether they work from home or on the road or in the office.
Well, you can geo-track.
Yeah, we can do that as well. So if you're like, okay, we don't want our employees clocking in if they're in Orlando at Disney, riding the rides. We want them to be actually either close to their house or close to the office.
A tough Zoom meeting.
That would be a hard Zoom meeting going on Space Mountain. Absolutely.
Exactly. Okay, so what all does Dominion offer?
So we offer the whole suite of products. We do everything from time and attendance, onboarding, HR, payroll, benefits, really the whole nine. And really what separates us is our customer service. We've all seen these commercials, the big guys, ADP and Paychex. There's no way around it. They've been around forever. But what separates us is we're happy to work with your small local bar or restaurant. We can kind of configure a solution that matches their needs. We really believe in customer service, and over 90% of our calls are answered within 30 seconds or less as well.
Oh, wow. Now, do my employees have access to a portal where if something changes,
they do.
They can go do it, or do I have to go, Sherri, something happened?
They do, absolutely. No,
someone had a kid.
Absolutely. We use iSolve technology. It's cloud-based, so it's very simple portal to use. You can print out your paychecks and your pay stubs, so even if you've got 100 employees, however big or small they are, they can print those direct deposits out. They don't have to get those vouchers every week or every bi-week. And that depends as well if you want to pay your folks weekly or bi-weekly.
Okay, so let me ask you this, professional opinion, what's better, weekly, bi-weekly?
I would say this, it depends on your industry. A lot of times some industries, like in restaurant or in bars, they do tend to pay weekly. And then some are more, if you're more of a salary position, you're going to get this certain amount every week, then they want to go bi-weekly.
Okay.
So from a cost perspective, from a payroll perspective, it's more affordable if you're kind of really, thin margins there, you would want to go bi-weekly.
Oh, okay.
Because again, our people would be, doing the sales and customer service and all the processing and onboarding every week. And so we also have an onboarding team. So your first 2 to 3 weeks with us, we make sure everything goes smoothly.
So I'm not just going, here's some money, pick my guys, and good luck.
Exactly. It's not just showing up, here you go, and then figure it out. We work with you.
My first meeting with you as a business owner, what's it going to be like?
We would talk, and the first thing we do is we would ask you questions. How many employees do you have? What kind of services are you looking for? And kind of go through the whole process and make sure that it's the right solution for you.
And how fast can you get a small business up and running?
We can get a small business or a big business as fast as 2 weeks.
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter the size. Just recently, a big deal that we closed was IV bars. So I go to a lot of ribbon cuttings, and I'm an ambassador with the Tampa Bay Chamber as well. And so I go to those. I met the owner. He lives in Dallas, and he wasn't happy. He had actually 11 locations. He had half with ADP and half with Paychex. And he wasn't happy with them. Because again, when you're a growing business owner, in the beginning, you're kind of free rolling and kind of going where and you reach a certain point. And now they're expanding, and they're going to be going over to 100 franchise locations in the next year, and we were happy to help them out with his payroll within 2 weeks.
That is phenomenal. I've always said that there's 2 or 3 industries that touch every industry, and you're one of those.
We are one of those, yeah.
There's not really an industry that you can. I've never done that before, or never heard of that before.
Absolutely, and we're located on Howard, and right next to us, Shula Burgers is great as well. Z over there, go in, say hi to him, and he's got great burgers. I went in there, same type of deal. They were with Paychex, and they switched over to us as well. And so it does take 2 weeks. So if someone's like, hey, they messed up last week, we got to do it. It does take 2 weeks to get all the paperwork because we don't want to rush it. We do have a lot of checks and balances. But yeah, we're happy to help. So
I noticed that you sent us some images too. That dude, you were everywhere. I saw some networking pictures. I don't know if Rob can just roll through a couple of them there from, was it OCI or something like that?
Yeah.
You were just everywhere.
Yeah. I'm an ambassador of the Tampa Bay Chamber, so I go to a lot of ribbons, a lot of networking. I'm very involved in the community. So absolutely. So I think he's going to show some of those. But yeah, it's really great. And it's not just big businesses and growing businesses, franchise model. It's local businesses as well. One of them on there as well is Able. They help kids that have, some autism, some other things as well. So there's really a wide range of businesses. We can help non-for-profit as well as the for-profit businesses and industries as well.
It's kind of amazing that you can get a company up and running in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, that's not benefits and everything. That's just payroll, right?
Well, as far as whatever you need. So whatever you need, we will kind of go through. That's part of the first call, the first meeting, and we do try to get that in person now that We're kind of, for the realistic, we're kind of back in person now. We've always tried to do that. So yeah, we meet with them. We find out what's important to you, and we can also, and if you work in a lot of restaurant and bars, we do really well with those as well. A lot of times you can look at just the salary, but we give the whole benefit package and exactly what you want to provide as well.
Okay.
And kind of show that you're not just getting paid a certain amount of hours, they can get this in tips and benefits and the whole package. So when they're looking around, they can see that as well.
And there's, I bet you most people are at home going, I can't afford that. I bet they can't.
It is. And we have applicant tracking as well. If you do have, and I use a restaurant because everybody kind of understands that. And if it's a big restaurant and they have a lot of people they're hiring every week, every month, we can help with that. And that's just kind of, we can go very deep in the weeds, but we have training videos. We have everything. We can go high level or keep it very simple as just punching in, punching out.
That is absolutely phenomenal. So, they can get a hold of your website, correct?
They can get it on the website, dominionpayroll.com. LinkedIn is the best way, Preston Bailey on LinkedIn. You'll see me there. I've got an event coming up in a couple weeks at Armature Works. So anybody that watches this,
great place.
Great place. So
Right.
I went there actually recently for the first time, and I absolutely love it. So
Absolutely phenomenal. All right, folks. Well, look, if you got payroll that you need to get taken care of, and we had Sherri on from the bookkeeping side.
Absolutely.
So now you got the payroll side. Man, this is just a working out day. I'm just saying right now. All right, go refresh that coffee, tea, drink, whatever. I don't care. Again, we don't judge. And we'll be right back after these short messages. Okay, everybody, welcome back. And guess what? We have got the photographer extraordinaire. Can I say that?
That would be me. Sure, absolutely.
All right. So
my Facebook page says I'm the world's greatest photographer.
See, I'm the world's greatest dad. Don't anybody in here say anything. Just saying right now. So what got you into photography? Did you just wake up one day and go, we'll take pictures?
No, I got into photography when I was doing an internship at the Museum of Science in Boston.
That is a great place, by the way.
And it's an awesome place. And it was my last 2 years of college. I was studying archaeology, anthropology at Harvard University. And I got an internship at the museum, and the internship was to photograph the entire fossil collection at the Museum of Science.
Wait a minute. So you started off wanting to be an archaeologist.
Yeah, well, I wanted to be a famous curator in some big museum. But, then I realized I had to wait for someone to die to actually get one of those
pretty
jobs.
much.
So I was kind of like, well, time to move on to something else. But I was put in a room for 2 years in a big vault, and we just hauled in big pieces of rock that looked like bone, and I just snapped pictures of them. And this was one of the very first digital museum projects ever. This is how far back. Yeah. And the file sizes were in kilobytes. They weren't even in megabytes at the time. So that's what got me hooked on it.
That's awesome.
It was just kind of cool, staging and.
Well, did you finish the archaeology side, or did you go, no, I'm changing now back to photography?
No, I finished. I graduated with a degree in anthropology, archaeology. As you can see, I'm totally working in that now.
Well, I mean.
Like everybody else, nobody goes into what they actually study. So.
I did. Thank God, because you don't want me to do anything else. But you have a very illustrious background, in my opinion.
I have a very adventurous background.
Okay, let's talk adventurous.
Yes. So,
let's talk about that real quick.
After I graduated, I actually moved to Key West for a while and hung out there, and I moved to Atlanta for 10 years, where I worked in a couple of museums.
Okay.
And I opened up a sightseeing company in Atlanta for 3 years, and I did a lot of the photography for the media that I used.
Okay.
So I went around doing pictures of all the famous places and staging that, and I actually did all the setup of all the brochures and all the marketing material and all the social media for that. And then I moved to Florida in 2011.
Okay.
So it was just time to leave Atlanta and come down here.
It's no longer hot
And
Atlanta. It's just Atlanta.
Yeah, well, it snows in Atlanta, so
Yes,
that's
it
why I
does.
left. And because I got stuck in an ice storm for 10 days, so it was horrible. It was like time to go
Okay.
back to Florida. And I picked up a job at Disney, and I started off in their costume department, which was interesting, but not really my cup of tea. Didn't like doing laundry, that's for sure. And so I got into their photo pass position, where I was standing in front of the castle for 10 hours a day.
Let me take your picture.
Taking
Can I take
10,000
your
pictures of the same thing all day
Can I
long.
take your picture?
And Tinkerbell in the hand, you
Right.
know, and all that stuff. And the opportunity came up to work with Disney at called Disney Fine Art Photography.
Yes.
And they're the department that does all private photo sessions with the families at the resorts. They do all the conventions and the weddings. They do all the headshots for the executives. So that really geared me towards more what I was more interested in than
Okay.
just taking pictures of the same castle for
And
8
so-
hours a day.
And now today, you are all over, but you're based out of St. Pete, correct?
I'm St. Petersburg, correct? Yes, but we'll travel anywhere. For the right price, we'll go anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, I've gone up all the way up to New England to do photo sessions because that's where I'm from originally. Is from Massachusetts. But mostly right now it's in St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay.
So what's
that's where
hot right
most of
now?
it- well, what's hot in photography? Headshots are a big thing. Headshots are the in thing, especially where everybody's been stuck at home for the last year and a half, and a lot of people now have started their own businesses in the last year and a half. So a lot of people got laid off or they lost their jobs. They were like, what do I do? I'm going to go into my own business, which is kind of what happened with me. But the headshot is literally the window to your business. So if you're on LinkedIn and you have a picture in your bikini top, looking at...
You don't want to see me in a bikini top. I'm just being honest.
So
man.
you want a nice, good-looking, professional headshot on all your social media, because that is really, people want to know who the owners are, who works there, and what they do and what they look like, because that's the key to getting them to call you and see how far they can take you.
Now, are you studio or do you travel to the location for the client?
Right now, we travel everywhere.
Oh, wow.
So I have all my stuff. I can pack it up. I can travel. We will do events, like we did an event with the Treasure Island Madeira Beach Chamber. We did headshots for 2 days.
Okay.
So I set up right in their lobby, and people came in, took pictures. And the chamber was great. They advertised it for me. They sent out notices to people. And,
That's phenomenal.
I did their board of directors while they were there, so that was a great event. So that's a fun event to do, especially if you're doing a networking group.
Right.
Have someone come in, set up, and all day long, people can just come in, take their headshots. We can also do that for, HR companies or for conventions or anything like that. We can go in, set up, do headshots all day long.
Okay. Now, we were talking about your website in the very beginning before we got started, and you have 4 sites, but you're trying to get to one because
Correct.
you have multiple areas that you really like. Let's talk about those multiple areas that you really like. Let's talk about the resort one.
So my resort photography is called Suncoast Photos, and there's obviously the Gulf Coast, huge vacation, lots of families.
Right.
Everybody wants that beautiful sunset photo, with their family, with the sun going into the
Right.
water. And so that really targets the families or the people who are staying on our beaches.
Right.
And in our resorts or in the hotels. But we've done sessions with them on the St. Pete Pier. We've done a couple down in downtown Tampa along the Riverwalk and
Wow.
stuff, so you can do that as well. So really, there's no limit to where you can do it, unless, of course, there's a private property. You have to get permission
Right.
to do it there. But most 90% of it's probably on the beaches.
Okay.
The pier makes a great backdrop too, with the
It does.
skyline in the background.
It
so-
is pretty.
Yep.
It absolutely. So what's another area of your expertise?
Well, like I said, we do a lot of family portraits, and then we also target the LGBT community with Take Pride Photography, which is Nova Studio. So we really try to. Sometimes there are certain issues that might pop up with that community versus you've seen people where they won't take your photo because you're a certain persuasion or you're gay, and we can't take your photo because we're Christian or something like that. So, but we don't turn away anybody. It's not about who you are or
Yeah,
what you
right.
believe in.
Right.
My goal with this business, because it comes from my Disney experience, is that just to have fun with everybody.
Right.
If you're out there having fun, you're making people laugh, they're going to love your photos.
Okay.
And when they call you up and they give you a 5-star rating on Google, you're all excited, like, yeah, awesome, that's great. But my main goal is to make sure everybody is treated with respect and has fun. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Now, you also do events and conventions.
Correct.
That's got to be craziness.
It can be. So yeah, so if you're at a convention, we can do, speaker photos where they're standing on the stage. You can do the shots like that. We can do headshots. We have a booth or something somewhere. We can come in, you can line up, do headshots. Or we can do the pictures of all the vendor booths, because usually big events like that like to have a track record. They want to have a recording of what's going on. So from year to year, if they have repeat people or, they can use all that in their marketing material as well.
Okay, do you do weddings?
Say
no. Just say no. It's okay.
I don't do maternity. No maternity photos. I don't do newborns. People ask me for real estate. I could do it, but I'm not an expert in real estate. So I always say, I can recommend. If you want me to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, sure.
I'll recommend someone.
If you got the budget, I'll do anything.
Yeah.
Right?
And
almost.
With weddings, I prefer the smaller group versus the 300 people.
Weddings.
Yeah, like the small beach weddings.
Yeah.
Or in their backyard, or a proposal, or an engagement session. To me, I get to know them better that way.
Right.
Whereas if I have to do a big wedding, I have to actually marry them for 2 years too. So they're going to call me every month. They're going to want to send me pictures every month. They're going to want to be involved with the planning every month. So when I tell them it's $20,000 for the wedding, they're like, well, what are you talking about?
Yeah, right.
You're
just taking pictures. You show up with a Polaroid?
I'm like, well, no, I'm going to be there every month for the next 2 years. So, time costs money.
A lot of people don't understand. Same thing with the video side. I guarantee the photographer side is even more because you're chasing that perfect picture.
Yep.
And if you don't get that perfect picture, people go, well, where's this picture? I don't know. Probably in part of the 2,000 that I took. And
it's so true. And, people don't realize that I can meet you for the hour on the beach, but, I got to pack the stuff, drive there, unpack, set it up, take the photos, then take them home, download them, then go stick them in Photoshop and go through them all, pick out the good ones versus them.
Yep.
Make sure the lighting looks correct. Make sure, I was editing this morning. I was taking out little tiny people in the water.
Oh, okay.
Behind the family. Yep. So people don't realize that those people are in there, and I can take them out and just.
That's awesome. Yeah. So where can people find you? What's the easiest way to get a hold of your website?
Yeah, go to my website, stjeancreative.com.
Okay.
And you can call us from there, or you can send us on the forum information.
How booked out are you right now?
It depends. Fall, right now it's kind of quiet because summer seems quiet down a little bit in the Gulf because it's a little hot. Fall is busier. I got actually some weddings coming up in the fall, some small sunset weddings coming.
Nice.
And hopefully we'll have our Santa information out by the end of September.
There you go.
So, yeah.
All right, so if you need some picture taken, headshots,
you could
getting married,
You could do Santa Claus.
You do not want me to see. I'd be like, get off me. Anyway, stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages. All right, everybody, we're back. The studio audience here is out of control. I'm just saying right now. So we're back with Bryan Vanderhoof from DJ Hoof Productions, right?
Icky, you said we had to do that, so we're doing it. I asked him to do that
when he came on. Like, I just want you to do that.
Maybe I should start doing that at network meetings. I don't know, but
nah. So what got? Okay, before we talk about DJ Hoof, what got you into being a DJ? Because every meeting that I've ever been with you, you are the most calm, quietest dude I've ever seen in a networking group.
I make this whole transformation. I don't know why it is maybe some kind of multiple personality disorder, but I've always loved the music since I was a little kid. I knew how to run my dad's stereo and play records on it, and so no stereo was safe for me. I knew how to use it and knew how to run it. So I wasn't blowing speakers and stuff like that, but I knew how to use it and play records.
You lived on the edge, didn't you? I can see it right now. I can just hear it in my head. It's just on the edge of cracking. No, it's back. It's good. It's good. Right. So you just fell in love with it. And have you done this forever?
Yeah, I've been doing it professionally since 1998, and I was teaching myself how to mix the records together in my bedroom. With that was before YouTube and all that. So
Right.
I just heard on the radio that we're live at the nightclub and on the turntables. So I need turntables, even though everybody's buying CDs right now. So
Right. So do you still spin vinyl?
it's when I'm playing out, yes, I am using an actual vinyl record that's on an actual turntable, and people think it's just for show, and I'm like, I would not drag all this crap out.
Yeah, you
I was
have
gonna
no
do that.
idea what it is to set this stuff up.
But that vinyl record actually manipulates the computer file, so the MP3 or the WAV file on the computer, and so it's like having the records without having to carry a bunch of records around. It's great.
Right. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the DJ Hoof Productions. What is DJ Hoof Productions?
Well, essentially, I'm a mobile DJ that I can do parties, I say, from 2 to 2,000 people. I have I have 3 different levels of sound and lighting systems. So for a small party of like 50 people, or in a smaller room, like a networking event, or a massive school dance of 1,000 students.
Okay. So you actually, so if I wanted to hire you to do an opening event somewhere, you can handle whatever crowd I can throw at you,
Sure.
pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
A 30,000 person music festival, yeah, we're going to need to bring in some more equipment, but
Right.
I can still spin it though.
Okay. So as long as they get the bigger sound system, you're
Yeah.
good. You can just plug right in and rock and roll, or scratch.
But I can do. I'm what one guy called it. The Motley Crue concert system that I have. That can do a massive school dance in a huge gym, or like even probably a massive parking lot or football field. So
Dang, that is pretty good. Now, so what kind of events do you do? I mean, I know it's easy to say, well, I'm a DJ and I can handle, but what kind of events are your specialty, or can you just handle them all depending on the situation?
I'm pretty versatile. I love doing nightclubs, and especially like beach resorts. I'm doing a lot, playing poolside at a lot of the beach hotels right now, and that's a lot of fun. And I do radio too. So
I was going to say, you're not just an event guy. You're actually on a medium, right?
yeah, right now I do mixes for the Q105 Saturday Night Dance Party. So
Okay.
I'm not the host of the show. I'm not the guy you hear on there. That's Gino. He does a great job with that. I just do the little mix sets that we have of 15 minutes. Classic throwback music, great stuff.
Love classic throwback stuff. If you can do that, you can do anything. So let's talk about. Can you do clean? Because I know the radio can get away with some stuff, but there's other events out there just like, I don't want the bad language, but they want the.
Yeah, I do a lot of adult-oriented events. I've worked in strip clubs, but I can turn around and do a complete 180 and clean that up for the kids. In fact, I've done both types of events in the same day.
Okay.
So, absolutely.
Is that having the different records or different MP3s, or
Yeah,
or
the
you got
different-
these are the clean side, this is not the clean side?
Yeah, it's all labeled. It's all labeled in the system. It's either clean or radio mix, and
Okay.
then dirty or explicit, however they choose to label it. But yeah, so I've got that there, and I even have a little color coding: red's explicit and green's
Right.
not. So
So you can find this all on your website.
yeah,
That is absolutely phenomenal. That I can go to your website and go, okay, I need you for this, and this is the type of music now you do genre music, like it's all going to be all 80s or all 90s. Or
I could do that
in the
if
90s
that's-
was good. But I'm
if
just
that's
saying.
hey, that's what I grew up in. But
Yeah.
if it's an all 80s party or all
Right.
90s party or whatever your theme is, I'll definitely cater it to that.
Okay, now you do weddings and bar mitzvahs
Do
and
weddings
bat mitzvahs and
weddings and birthday parties, and yeah, sweet 16s, great for that.
now how far do you travel?
I'll go at least 100 miles within St. Pete. I'm based out of St. Pete, and I'll go 100 miles without charging any extra. And like the photographer, if you want to pay for it, I'll go anywhere. So.
Right. So you can handle anywhere in the U.S., I guess.
Sure.
But okay, all right. So so let's talk about the type of systems you use, because I'm a tech guy, right?
Okay.
So when you all of a sudden you told me that you use a record to spin to activate the computer, I'm kind of curious. So what kind of gearing you get into, or is that a trade secret? And I'm not supposed to.
No, it's not it's not trade secrets. You can just look at it and you'll see it with a lot of different DJs be using roughly the same thing. But it's using two Technics 1200s. That's been the standard turntable since like 1979 for DJs, and some of them they'll last that long. They're that good.
Wow.
And with a mixer in the middle that's connected to a program called Serato, and that's how the computer files are getting controlled. And then I use
just the way you go, right?
Yeah.
All right, so if I hire you, do you bring in the lights and everything, or you're just the sound system side?
No, I have lighting systems as well, so I'll bring that if that's required, and we'll tailor that
Kinda
to
make
the
it look
size.
kinda cool, right.
Yeah, tailor
Right.
that to if you need uplights around the room to give it that ambiance, kind of like you have back here.
Right.
I can do that, and obviously the big moving party look and make it look like a nightclub if you want it like that. So.
Okay. Now, I think this is the one question that no DJ I've ever met likes. Do you karaoke?
I actually don't, but I know. So
I had to ask
I know
because-
someone who does, and I can refer that out because that's a whole. I've filled in for a friend that does it, and it's a whole nother music library that you have to obtain, and it's so.
Now, is there licensing involved in what you do?
Technically, the venues are supposed to pay these licensing fees. I don't know if they ever do or not.
Right.
So technically, that's up to them. And with putting my stuff online, I post a lot of mixes to Mixcloud, a website called Mixcloud.com, and they do pay the licensing and stuff for that. So
I don't have to worry. Well, but if I hire you, though, I don't have to worry about you getting in trouble because of
No.
FCC and all that kind of fun
No,
junk,
absolutely
which
no.
is that's awesome.
Never ran into an issue with that.
So where are you located? Where can people find you?
I'm spending a lot on Clearwater Beach, and obviously people can catch me on the radio every Saturday night on Q105, and then it's varied.
Okay,
you can see me
but they
out-
can always
I'm-
go to the website and get a hold
Yeah.
of you. How far out are you booked right now? Are you busy? Because it sounds like to me
I
everybody, your
have
brother wants a
some-
party.
Yeah, it's this summer's going fantastic,
Right.
and actually better than I ever have. So I'm definitely grateful for that. I got a few things booked into the fall, but and people asking about next year, but I haven't had that. I haven't had those solid contracts yet.
They haven't,
so.
they haven't put that
They haven't
deposit
put
down
that
yet.
yet. Gotta put that
deposit
money down.
and you got me. That's the way it goes, right? All right.
Exactly.
So let me ask you a question. I've not asked this, and I am so ashamed that I've not asked this question. How is RGA working out for you?
RGA has been the best. I've tried several other networking groups, been members of it, but I've had more direct business. And even I've only been in there like right about a year now.
Okay.
And you got to build that know, like, and trust factor in any network group that you join. That's crucial, but still it seems that it has happened faster in RGA than anywhere else.
That's awesome. So I want you to know, look, if you got an event coming up and you need music, so here's what he doesn't know. I watch everybody and I listen to everybody in our RGA meetings, right? You got to be the calmest, most laid back dude I have ever met in my life, but you go watch on his website, stuff like that, you are out of control. So it's really interesting to see the two sides. You know, this is the professional laid back, this is the guy, and then there's the dude can lay it down. And I mean,
Absolutely.
lay it down. He's really, really good. If you don't believe me, go to his website and then go some of his I guess your sample work.
Yeah.
But absolutely phenomenal. All right, so again, go get that tea. We got another guy coming up. Yeah, he's going to talk to you about water.
That's good water.
Water's a big deal. And actually, I love the water that he brought to us. And then, we're going to, in the new studio, we're actually going to have one of his systems there. So we'll be right back after these messages. Okay, everybody, we're back, and we're here with Marcus, Eddy, right? Path to Water Group. Now, look, when I tell you we're serious about water here, we're serious about water here. I don't leave anywhere without it. I got it all the time. Actually, we're getting ready to get a system in our system, and he even the same way. Pull yours up there. Don't be scared.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. See there, the man. I've never ever seen you anywhere without your water bottle.
Yeah, I've turned into a water snob.
Well, you know what?
I'm sorry.
Let's tell the people why. Because Path to Water Group. I mean,
We've been around 12 years.
right.
And so far from my background, it was just like, I worked in the industrial world. I did some coaching work. And one day I hear about this water, and it's my better half, Lori Valentine. She's wonderful. She keeps me in line, which is hard to do.
We all need that person.
Yeah, and so she says, I heard about this water, and people were telling me about this thing, and I'm going, yeah, right. Yeah, right. And she kind of said, well, you're the one that worked with that engineer or that president of GE, said closed-minded and skeptical are opposites. And so I ate crow. And so I dug in. I started drinking this water. In 6 weeks, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I had a lot of changes in my health, my energy across the board. And that was 12 years ago, and now the rest is history. We've grown across the nation. I'm in Europe now, Canada, South America. And it's just,
Right.
It's been an amazing journey.
So we had our mom in the studio.
That was awesome.
Where's Mark is not even paying attention. I'm over smiling because I used an acronym that we use in RGA, and we're never supposed to use acronyms when you're trying to explain something. But we had it, and you're like, here, drink 2 of these really fast. And I said, okay, I did. And you were like, well, how you feel? I feel like John. But after you left, it hit me. And I'm like, I felt a little bit of a rush.
Okay.
You know? And I'm like, well, I'll be. And then my son, my youngest, he runs in that autistic scale, and he took it, and he is loving it. And he goes, what's the taste? And I said, that's the alkaline, correct?
Well, not really.
Oh, see, I'm glad someone's here to tell me why does it taste different than everybody else?
A funny thing, I like the technical side. I don't want to get into that.
Just go technical. I love it.
But the process, there's a lot of things called alkaline water.
Right.
But it really started with our company. I'm an independent rep with a Japanese company.
Right.
They're actually a medical device manufacturer, and their equipment's found in the hospitals in Germany. They write prescriptions for it. They've been using it in daycare, healthcare, restaurants, all the 5-star restaurants on
Right.
it. And what they're literally doing is you filter the bad guys out of the water, and it runs through this electrical process called electrolysis. And in electrolysis, literally you're using super pure titanium plates that are, like body grade, not Bulfco grade.
Medical grade.
And then super ultra pure platinum is on top of that. And that electricity is kind of like a reverse battery. It literally breaks the water molecules apart. The natural minerals that are in the water get what's called ionic state. And you have things like active hydrogen and structured water and yada, yada, yada. Bottom line, nature does that. We do it to the nth degree. And you see life-changing activities in people's health. And I will say this, just to be real clear, it doesn't cure or fix or anything like that.
No, that's not what we're saying.
No, what it does is it's a state of water that biologically you thrive on. And what we do is, and what I teach people, I say talk softly and carry a big glass.
There you go.
Really, our tagline is change your water, change your life.
Right.
But for me, what I do is I say, look, if you really want to understand this on a level with all the hype, because you can go down the rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I have been. I'm still doing the rabbit hole.
Right.
But if you consistently drink it and you get the water fresh every 3 days, because it has these properties that
it does have it. So I was explaining to my son that it does have a shelf life.
It's always good water.
Oh yeah, no, I
Yeah,
understand.
no.
But the potency will start dropping.
The 2 key aspects about the water, the potency will drop about half in 24 hours, and that's in a sealed container. If it's open to the air, it could happen in a matter of a couple hours.
Oh wow.
Because it's an energy state, high energy state, and it just dissipates. It's interacting
Right.
with the air.
Now, that's the very reason to have your own system. So
Yes.
then it's an on-demand, correct?
It is. Unfortunately, the term alkaline water has gotten popular.
Oh, it's been beat to death, and you know, you get this people that, knowing what I know now about yours, right?
yes,
so I'm
yes.
sitting there going, okay, these guys are taking these bottles of water, they're packaging them up, and they sit in a warehouse for 2-3 weeks.
Or a year, sometimes
Right.
2 years.
It can't be good when you get it.
You know, there's issues with plastic bottles anyway, but unfortunately, some people are just putting minerals in there and calling it alkaline water because it's alkaline.
Okay.
But unless you are doing electricity and you have the active hydrogen and all these things in there, it's not really what started the term, what scientists or the medical community who recognize this as
Right.
it. It's not recognized as a medical device in the U.S.
Right. But you're taking it down to a molecular level.
We are.
And that's what changes. That's what makes you different from everybody else. I'm not just going down to the store and buying some Nestle water that's got, it's alkaline now. It's because it's not. What you're doing is, especially when you're getting it out of the unit itself, you're getting it fresh out of, and it's boom. It's the most potent you're going to get anywhere.
It is. And, you know, as a company, we actually think of ourselves as a service company, not just a sales company. So we're doing installations, it's pre-filtration. I work with the lab that works with the White House, NOAA. They're the same people that test my water if we need to design for like wells and things like that.
Okay.
And all those things. And so, but ultimately, it's this electrolysis process that really changes the water. If I add salt water, we're actually doing electrochemistry, and we produce a water that produces a super acidic water that has a certain type of acid called hypochlorous. It's very effective in germ killing and disinfecting.
Right.
On the other opposite end, at the same time, I'll get a water that's very alkaline, up at 11 plus, 11.5 pH. But it's got constituents from that electrochemistry from the salt
Right.
that actually takes pesticides off your foods. It actually can wrap around a wrist, and if they're swelling, it'll take it down.
Wow,
All
big.
sorts of things.
So, but the body does really well on the alkaline water.
It does. It
Because
does.
it actually starts working with you, inside you, at a molecular level.
It did me. I mean, I'm the true believer. That's why I ended up in this. I mean, this is so far from my background. It's like, really? Me? How'd I get into this?
Right.
You know, it's like, I did this.
So, but I can have a system at my house or in my business.
Correct. And again, I'll just reiterate, it's not a big deal. The equipment's very mobile. So I put it in apartments all the time. Actually, when I travel, 15 minutes after I'm in a hotel room, it's hooked up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got little cases, you know, like those Pelican cases
Yeah.
like you use,
Yeah, yeah.
and you're like,
Yeah.
Bryan does, right? Got just the size that goes in the overhead. It's kind of fun going through the airport security and saying, what's this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go filtrate my water wherever I go, so I'm not got bad
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, and so we do custom installations as well.
Super affordable.
Yeah, it is. Actually, you know, it's a capital piece of equipment that you're buying, but it's gonna, I mean, my
hate to
equipment's
be-
15 years old, but it's
Right.
going,
I hate to be one of those guys. Well, what is your health worth to you now? But it is affordable.
it is. And what's nice about it, we're very casual, low-key. We try and practice that, talk soft and carry big glass.
Yep.
So we give away for free. We want people actually to learn about it, not just become a 2-hour internet expert, but
Right.
learn about, you know, what this is, experience it, get all the waters. There's 7 waters come out of this equipment, one piece of equipment.
Wow, that's amazing.
And it's actually a manufacturing plant in your home.
So, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Best way to go.
Can I
hold
come
me-
over to your house and get some water?
You can. You can.
I'm just
Actually,
kidding.
we've had, especially like before the hurricanes, we were giving away hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gallons to people. We had cars down the block, people getting water for their families.
Right.
So we give it away all the time to people.
Oh.
We were giving away a water that kills germs to all the nurses when COVID first hit.
COVID hit.
Yeah, this is what we do. And
Okay, so the best way to people get a hold of you is your website?
yeah, I'm actually a text or a phone number.
Oh, You're old school. You like that phone call.
Yeah, I'd rather talk to people. But I do have a website. It's Path2, I hope I did that right.
Yep.
Path2water, the number.com, or my phone number, 941-720-4422. If you leave a voicemail or text, just kind of tell me what you're talking about. You kind of get busy.
Oh.
And I can be spacey, so, if you don't hear from me quickly,
Bug me.
give me a slap,
Right.
and I'll give you a glass of water.
Awesome. All right, so there you go. If you want some healthy water, take care of your life, take care of your system. It's a good thing, right? This is the man you want to call.
Thank you.
Stick around. We got Mark O'Donnell coming up. We're going to talk about RGA and what's coming up in the summer in this July. It's going to be awesome.
I'll tell you what, RGA, that is the most awesome organization. I've seen this from the growth to now. The best organization out there. He's got a tiger by the tail, and I think he's going to go national with this and learn about it.
All right, very cool. Hey, we'll be right back after these messages. Okay, we're back, and boy, I tell you, this summer is going to be exciting.
It's going to be hot.
It's already hot.
It's already hot?
Oh my God, it's already hot. It's brutal hot. But you're going to make it hotter,
We're going to make it hotter.
right?
I like it.
Because COVID's over, as far as I'm concerned. And
It's on the decline.
we're going to get together
We're going to get
as
together.
a big RGA group.
As a big RGA group, I'm very proud to announce it would be our 11th annual Summer Business Expo, but we missed last year.
Yeah.
There was this little thing called the pandemic.
Yeah.
So we all had to stay home and go on to Zoom meetings. So it's funny, we meet our RGA fellow members and we think of them as Brady Bunch like people, and then you meet them and you're like, wow, you're either bigger or smaller or taller or shorter than I imagined.
You didn't look like that on Zoom. What happened?
You did, yeah. So I love the Zoom filter,
Right.
which we don't have that here today. But John, like, what a great group in Newport Richey, right?
Oh,
the Widow Fletchers.
The Widow-
I just love the name of the restaurant.
I call it Widowmakers, and my wife is like, "You gotta stop doing that." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I keep getting it mixed up. It's old age, is what it is."
Right.
But it is a great group.
It is a great group.
Great
Jody
group.
does a great job. Jody Koenig with the Storage Center in Port Richey. You
Yep.
go there. DJ Huff was there. It's one of our newer meetings. We literally launched one this morning at the
Whoa.
Suncoast Cafe in Largo.
Largo? Oh my
Sorry to our Largo friends
You're
and
gonna
family.
get in trouble.
I probably
That's an
will.
email. I can see it now. Wait.
But it's Suncoast. It's a Greek-run cafe, and my God, we had enough food for the sick, the needy, the homeless, the destitute, and the prisoners of war.
Okay.
It was a nice group. It's nice to get back in person. So our morning meetings are starting to grow and build. Our afternoon meetings are starting to grow and build. But we're here today to talk about the Summer Business Expo, because if you're on RGA's mailing list, believe it or not, tomorrow or the next day, you're going to get an email every other day about
Right.
the Summer Business Expo, because it's the largest in the land.
Yep.
Right? Last year, or 2 years ago, we did it at T. Pepin Hospitality Center, but this year, wait for it, It's at Ruth Eckerd Hall, guys.
That's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. That atrium upstairs, the 2 VIP sections. So we have a DJ. You probably saw him earlier on the program. He's going to be there. We have headshots for Arlene, like our headshot. If you can't make it there, make sure you go to JR to get a headshot. Put it on your RGA site, because I love our logo, as we all know.
Yes.
But
oh, wait a minute. No.
Oh, well, we do have I Do Mom socks, guys. So if you need a pair of I Do Mom socks, do a mom with me. We have I Do Dad scarves coming. People often wonder, most people call them one-on-ones, and those usually turn into one-on-nones.
Yep.
So when we called it Mom, a meeting outside the meeting, you like your mom, so you want to get to know your mom. So hopefully these people have a dual transition where they make the switch to talk about each other and how to refer them. Because at least for me, once I like you and know why you do what you do, I'll try to refer you to everybody I know.
Right. And today I had 6 moms.
You had 6 moms. Don't tell your wife, but you had 6 moms.
Mom's going to be mad. Yeah, 6 of them, boy. And I tell you what, I've learned something in every single one.
You have?
Yeah. And now I'm learning something new right now.
Because RGA is a family. Find another
is.
member and learning why.
Right. Exactly.
I know.
Let's talk about this event.
I know. So July 29th, 4 to 8 p.m. We always invite if you have a chamber out there you're a part of, another networking group you're out there, we have a networking corridor. We're offering them free space.
What?
Just to come. Well, that's how we do it. We believe as the water rises, so shall all boats. So this is your open invitation. Reach out to me or Melissa Mabe, our event planner. We'll make space for you. They don't get a full vendor table. Of course, they're not paying for it. But we want to make sure that the whole Tampa Bay area knows the opportunities that are available to them citywide to network and grow and build your business. That's as the water rises, so shall all boats.
Is Ruth Eckerd going to have enough parking?
John, seriously? Yes, Ruth.
I think we're going to be overflowing.
I do too.
I really do. I think there's going to be so many people that are going to go, we were grouped up, weren't we? Oh,
so there's different levels. You can be a vendor table. There's different sponsorship levels. We have 5 gold sponsors, which they're kind of like do our DJ, do the photo booth, do the headshots. We have the VIP room, which there'll be nice food provided by Ruth Eckerd Hall throughout the event. Only VIP folks get to get in there. You can purchase a ticket if you're too cheap to buy a sponsorship.
Right.
But you can get in access to that to have some food, so we don't want anybody passing out. A lot of kind of games, interactive games. We're going to probably be doing networking bingo. And there's some pretty cool prizes. We've got dolphin cruises, and we have a toy Yoda, a 2021 toy Yoda that we're giving away. I'm excited, probably more about that to see who wins
I didn't know that was...
I know, a 2021 toy Yoda. So we're really excited about that. Ruth Eckerd Hall, July 29th. Check our website, rganetwork.net. Scroll halfway down and you'll see that. Click on information. But RGA members, wait till you get your email, because in the email, you get 20% off of whatever you purchase.
We're also going to be doing the interviews, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I thought you were. You're going to be our traveling videographer.
Oh, well, we're going to set up a little area down there so we can bring people in. And you know what? We may, if we do these right, we can make these actual parts of the RGA show.
I love it. I love it. So we do have a couple of guys that are going to be doing testimonials for us to show their wares, their features. And, you know, there'll be some purchasing opportunities from some folks. And then we're going to be doing a 50-50 raffle, which will benefit our different charities. So, and I'll probably get them wrong, but it's Women with Purpose, Habitat for Humanity, and Tampa Crossroads are the 3 that I can remember. So the 50-50 drawing will go, the money will go to the charities. So we always like to give back. So we're real excited about that. Check out our website at rganetwork.net. God, I don't know what else to say. How are you, John? How's WeBeam TV?
WeBeam TV we're expanding. We're moving to a new location in Port Richey. Yeah, we're going from our current location. We're going to move into the Gulfview Mall, and I know it's not getting torn down. Stop with the rumors.
Harold will be glad to hear that.
He will. Let me tell you right now, because I've eaten there a lot.
Harold and I are buds.
Are you?
Yeah, Harold usually gives. Harold, I'm asking another $10 gift cards. The first 100 people who get a swag bag, and Harold has always been generous in the past to give a $10 gift card in our swag bags.
Yeah, we're moving
So that's
into a
cool.
4,000 square foot facility. We're going to have much bigger sets.
Oh, I love
And we're
that.
actually, and this, I know they're going to think this is where we're going to have a gaming side where you can do tabletop games, RPG games like Warhammer and D&D and stuff like that. And we're streaming them. So it's become a thing now.
It is become
Yeah.
a thing. All I know is every time I log on to Facebook, WeBeam TV is live.
Yeah,
You're like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
almost. We're thinking about going 24 hours.
Get out of
No,
Dodge.
we have we only have 22 shows now.
Only.
But we are going to start trying to contract and get older stuff. Like I'm going to try to get the rights to Space 1999, so and do that at nighttime and Gilligan's Island, stuff like that. Stuff that that's open.
We
domain.
have RGA Zoom meetings from when the pandemic started. What did we have?
Give 'em to me.
45, I think, meetings a week. It was just ridiculous.
Yep, give it to. We can run those all night.
So I always say, after people got tired of watching Netflix, when Schitt's Creek ended and everybody found out they all died in Ozarks, they started binge watching RGA
Right.
meetings. So
In the Ozarks.
did you see the Ozarks?
That's a great movie.
Oh my God!
Our show. I
Wait
should
till you
say.
see Ozarks season 4.
Oh my! So here we go, talking about stuff. So okay,
That's the Missouri guy in me. sorry.
let's read. What time is it again? It's
The Summer Business Expo is July 29th. It's open to the public 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. It is free to get in. It's best
There's
if you
no cost to
register.
get in.
There's no cost to get in. The first 100 people get the swag bags. I don't want to throw our swag bag sponsor under the bus yet, Chris, but I will.
Chris.
So, Chris, if you're watching, be sure to count enough swag bags. DJ Hoof knows who I am, so he could probably get the name out of it. But as a vendor, we want you to put stuff in.
Right.
We have a giant piñata, so we're not going to put mugs in it, but we're going to put promotional products in it.
No mugs,
so
please.
somebody hit no glass mugs, because we do have $1 million of insurance,
Yep.
and thank you to our insurance agents who've covered us with our liability. Now I know we probably should triple stack that
Yeah,
for our
probably.
PIP
Just,
attorneys, right?
maybe. Yep.
But if you haven't been to Ruth Eckerd Hall, they've done a complete overhaul.
Yes.
It's just amazing upstairs. It's beautiful. As of right now, there's no concert. They were going to have Earth, Wind, and Fire, but Wind and Fire died.
Yep.
So we have the place to ourselves.
It's very
so
earthy now.
But we'll have plenty of parking. They do a great job with food.
Yep.
Melissa May with Melrose Enterprises is our event planner. She's really taken our events to the next level. We're excited. I get excited just promoting. I can't wait till we start getting vendors to put them on our network of sites.
All right. So if you didn't remember that, trust me, it'll be everywhere. I'll make sure that WeBeam TV is talking about it in the whole 9 yards.
All 9 yards.
Thank you for watching today. We really do appreciate it. We know you got way more to watch out there than just us. So you know
No,
what?
you don't. You
Well-
have this to watch. This should be the only thing you watch.
Just
Ever.
repeat it. Just
Over
loop it
and
all
over.
day long. Anyway, we'll see everybody next week on Tampa Bay Business Connections. Have a good night.